Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So for today's video, we got to play with some new makeup, and the star of the show for today is going to be the Blend Bunny Psilocybin palette. Now, this palette is absolutely gorgeous. I love the artwork on here, and then the color story is also super gorgeous. Because we're playing with the Blend Bunny eyeshadow palette, I was like, let me go ahead and pull out some of my Blend Bunny products. So I do have some Blend Bunny products on the face today. And one thing about Blend Bunny is they are not skimping on the pigment, okay? That is one of the things that I love about Blend Bunny. They are inclusive, the pigment is there, the shimmers are shimmering, okay? And the color stories are really very different. So if you guys want to see how I created this beautiful smoky look, hopefully you guys like me and like my energy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further ado, let's get into this tutorial using the Blend Bunny Psilocybin palette. Okay guys, we are jumping into this eyeshadow palette, and the artwork on here is phenomenal and the inside is just as beautiful. Look at these shades. So we're sticking to more of the cooler tone side today. So I just took the P.LOUISE Base in Room Burn 2.5 and applied it all over the lid. Now we're going to start with this beautiful dark shade called Filament, and we're going to use that on the outer corner. As you can see, it is very deep and rich, and once I have it placed, I'm going to slowly diffuse the edges, but we're going to diffuse it a little bit more using this beautiful shade right here called Fungi. And this is another cool tone shade, and we're just using that all in the crease. Then we're going to start adding the pop of color. So I took Euphoric and Aura, and we're applying that on the inner 1/3 of the eye, leaving the center blank. Then once we have that nice and built up, we're going to go back into Fungi and diffuse the edges. For the shimmer, I took this beautiful shade called Breathe, and I didn't use any glitter glue or anything. I'm just using tapping motions, and as you can see, the shimmer is shimming. Okay, so then we're going to add a little bit of more depth. So I'm taking the black called Ecosystem and applying that on the lash line and a little bit on the outer corner. Then we're going to go ahead and line the lash line with black, and we're going to pop on these lashes from JASMARIE Cosmetics. So I'm going to go off camera and do the other eye, and here we are. It's definitely giving like Cinderella fairy tales on the eyes, and I'm obsessed. So now we're getting into the base. I already have the skin primed, and I used my DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Universal Radiant Primer, and we're going to be mixing our color corrector with a little bit concealer. And honestly, y'all, of course I used a little bit too much of this concealer, but that's okay. We are going to just work with it. And then I like to underpaint, so I'm taking this P.LOUISE Cheek of It liquid bronzer. This is a new shade for me. This is in Cocoa Cakes. Normally I use So Cinnamon, but because I am a bronzed goddess right now, I wanted a bronzer that was going to be pretty close to my tan shade. So as we're letting the bronzer kind of dry down a little bit, I'm taking this HMB Cosmetics brush, and y'all, this brush is super soft, and it really made blending out my under eye concealer really fast and easy. And don't be too scared right here. It's giving a little ash around the mouth, but it's all gonna come together. And I'm gonna go over everything with a sponge just to make sure we have no harsh lines and that everything is nicely diffused. So here I am taking my Made by Mitchell MFX2 brush, and we are blending out that bronzer. As you can see, it is literally just melting into the skin, and I just love this tone. It's pretty neutral. It's not super red, and it's not too deep for my skin either, and it really just snatched up the face. So here I am just taking my Patrick Ta nose contour brush and just blending out the nose, because one thing about me, I love a good nose contour. And I'm also going to contour the lips using the same Cheek of It liquid bronzer. So now we're going to go into foundation, and this is the old formula of the Too Faced Born This Way, and I am in the shade Chai, and this is so perfect for me. I was actually scared that it would be a little too light because of my tan, but as you can see, it melted right on into the skin, and a little bit goes a long way. and I honestly forgot how beautiful this foundation is, and I definitely need to pull her out. So now we're going to take a little bit of the Too Faced Multitasking Concealer in a lighter shade, and then we're just going to go back with that Cheek of It liquid bronzer, just because I want a teeny tiny bit more bronze. One thing about me, I am going to bronze up the face, okay? So as you can see, it is just helping me give that extra oomph to the face because I am a full coverage type of girl. Now we are looking nice and bronze, and y'all see the blend. Everything is nicely blended. So we're going to take a little bit of this Made by Mitchell blush, and this is in the shade POSEY Rosy, and this is such a beautiful pink. I'm still obsessed with a pink cheek. I feel like all my looks need a pink cheek, okay? So here I am diffusing it, and then we're going to go ahead and blend out that concealer. And y'all, this thing is super pigmented, and I only used a little bit, but as you can see, you really need to be light-handed when it comes to these Too Faced concealers. So I actually went and made sure everything was nicely blended with my sponge, because you do not want to have a lot of concealer underneath the eyes, or else you're going to have like really bad creasing. So I am definitely in my blush era, so I am building up the blush a little bit more. So as you can see, it's really, really gorgeous, and I love how blendable and buildable this formula is. So now we're going to go ahead and set the center of the face using the Huda Beauty loose powder in the shade Banana Bread. Y'all, I still love me a light yellow powder for the face. I don't know, it just looks so blurring, and it just complements my undertone so much better. So now we're going to get into bronzer, and these are the Blend Bunny and Jordan Liberty Masterclass bronzer. So I have the medium and the dark, but we're going to be using the medium shade today, and I took the shade Amalfi, and as you can see, it is very pigmented. Now, these bronzers are really matte, so beware with that, and you need a light hand, okay? The pigment is there, and I can't believe that I can actually use the medium bronzer because that's how rich it is, but I definitely want to get some use out of the deep bronzer, and I am using Amalfi on the nose as well. Now we're getting into blush, and this is the Blend Bunny x Ellis Brooklyn. This is in Lunar Eclipse, and I'm taking that middle shade blush, and y'all cannot tell me that that is not the cutest pink blush you've ever seen. And I love how blurring and smoothing this pink blush is. As you can tell, when it comes to Blend Bunny, they have very pigmented products, and I really love it. But I wanted to just add a teeny tiny bit more depth, so I took this Patrick Ta blush mini in the shade She Goes to the Gym, and I'm just adding that on the outer corner, so like near my temple area, just so that we can have a nice gradient effect. Now we're going to go ahead and bake using the Huda Beauty Banana Bread powder. I like to go on the sides of the nose, then I like to bake the forehead, my eyebrows, because y'all, I'm an oily skin girl, and then I just like to cut underneath the cheeks and do a little bit on the chin. And I just wanted to add a little bit of powder just for security in my pore area. Now we're going to work on the lower lash line, and this is the Too Faced Killer Eyeliner in Killer Chocolate. Now, even though it says Killer Chocolate, it is more of like a burgundy eyeliner. So then I'm just taking those same crease shades, which is Filament and Fungi, underneath the lash line just to even out the eyes. And then we're going to go ahead and pop on those matte shadows on the inner corner. Then we're just going to dust off the bake with the Sephora Collection powder foundation, and with no added product, I'm dusting off the bake underneath the eye. and then we're gonna go ahead and work on this lip combo. So I first started off with Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever because I could not find Pony Up from Blend Bunny, but don't you worry, once I have the lips nice and lined, I ended up going into MAC Whirl, which I forgot to show, but here I am taking the shade Low Key from Blend Bunny, and I'm just gonna further contour the lips, and this combo was so cute. You do kind of gotta work a little quickly with this because it dries down and it is not budging at all. So I just wanted to lighten up the lips a little bit, so I took this Made by Mitchell liquid lipstick in the shade Soft Silk just to give me more of that ombre lip. Then for highlighter, I'm taking MAC Oh Darling, and we're gonna pop that on the nose. Then we're gonna go ahead and refresh the skin using the CoverGirl Prime and Refresh Mist, and this was my first time actually using it, and it felt really nice on the skin. So once we have everything nice and dried down, I'm just gonna go ahead and add my beauty marks. So I do have them on my cheek and my chin, and then one right here on the side of the nose. So I'm gonna do my hair, and this is what the final look is giving y'all. Let me know how you guys feel. I'm obsessed. It's giving fairy tale dreams, and of course I used all Blend Bunny products. Bye guys.